See, we got a couple people here joining us. We're going to wait a little bit longer for people to start logging on, and we're going to start the StormTracker 9 science class, guys. Make sure to grab your kids. It's going to be a great lesson that we got going on. We're making a cloud in a bottle. It's pretty cool. If you've been to any of our family science nights, this is one of our go-to experiments. Vicky's messing with the camera.
I was just doing an effect.
This is one of our go-to experiments, and I hope you all guys like it. We got some people here, so we're going to get started. Again, I'm meteorologist Anthony Franz, and this is a cloud in a bottle. It's a very simple experiment. You can do it at home. Grab the kids right now. We're going to learn how to do this. You can do it. And then we're also going to learn about how these clouds form and kind of the meteorology behind it. So first of all, what you need is not a whole lot. You need a pump like this, or any kind of pump will work. We use this kind of foot pump that we just use with our hands. You need a 2-liter bottle. This one's seen better days since we've used it quite a bit. And you actually need, you might be wondering why you need rubbing alcohol. This is a kid's experiment, I know, but we'll explain exactly why we need that. It actually has to do with some of that meteorology I talked about. And that's all you really need. Maybe you need a little wine cork to help put air into that 2-liter. And I have just a little bit of electrical tape on it to kind of thicken it up so it's kind of airtight right there, and a little needle to put that air in. So that's what you need. Let's go ahead and do it, and then I'll kind of explain why stuff happens the way it does. So first of all, you don't need much of this. Again, this is just regular old rubbing alcohol you get at the dollar store. You don't need a whole lot, just a little tad right there. And then what you want to do is kind of tilt it over and just kind of coat. Just kind of coat the side of that 2-liter bottle. Make sure. And the reason we do this is rubbing alcohol actually evaporates really quickly. If you ever got some on your hand or something, it actually feels kind of cold. That's because it is already starting to evaporate. This is where you get that cooling sensation. So it's starting to evaporate there in the 2-liter. Set that right there. We'll go to our air pump right in here, and we'll pump this about 8 or 9 times. There's 4, 5, 6. At this point, you really start to feel the tension building up on that 2-liter. If you hear a little bit of air escaping, that's fine. A lot more is going into it than it's coming out. And then we're just gonna let this go and watch what happens. Look at that. Pretty
Wowzy.
Cool. Right there, exactly, Vicki. Pretty cool. You can kind of do that a little bit, it's fun. But why exactly does this happen? If you have any questions while we're doing this, go ahead and comment, and we'll try to get to everyone's questions. And also, if you have any kind of suggestions on what you want to learn on the StormTracker 9 science videos, so make sure to put those suggestions in there too. So let's talk about exactly why this cloud in a bottle works. So in kind of nature, when clouds actually form, we need a couple things. We need water vapor. We need air to be cooling, kind of, and low pressure helps to do that. So cooling air helps that water vapor kind of condense down to the dew point when we talk about dew point, so that water vapor condenses and kind of forms that cloud. So that's what we need there. And also we need little tiny like dust particles and little aerosols for the water vapor to actually connect to. It kind of grabs hold of these little tiny dust particles. They're so tiny they're pretty much invisible, and that's what this rubbing alcohol is for. So when we put the rubbing alcohol in the bottle, it evaporates so quickly, and that kind of acts like the little dust particles that in nature the water vapor will kind of attach to, and it needs that in order to actually form the cloud. Without it, we get no clouds to form. So that's the reason we use this rubbing alcohol, because it evaporates so quickly and kind of mimics kind of the dust particles and aerosols that occur naturally here on Earth. And then, like we saw before, when we pump air into this, we get kind of high pressure. And also when we get high pressure, the air actually in the 2-liter right here, it actually gains some temperature. It gains a little bit of heat, not a whole lot. And also when we get high pressure, like when I talked about high pressure building in a regular weather forecast, that's usually indicative of sunny skies, warm temperatures. And as you can see, it's clear in there, so pretty much sunny, it's high pressure. But when we release this, it turns from high pressure to low pressure. So we got that low pressure kind of a system coming through. And when we get low pressure, it's actually, if you were to feel this, it's kind of cool to touch, right, Vicky?
I guess.
It's kind of a
Ooh.
little bit on the chilly side. And so that water vapor kind of cools down. That's what we need for it to condense down with those little dust particles, those little aerosols in the atmosphere. And that's what causes that cloud to form. So that's it. That's the cloud in a bottle. It's a pretty simple experiment. Grab your kids and maybe grab this few things right here and do it with them tomorrow. It's a fun little activity. I know we're all cooped up in our houses right now. This is just something fun that we can do. It's super easy and it's super cool. A lot of people don't know you can do something like this that easily. But that's what we got for you right now. Stay tuned for our next science night. I know Nathan did the last three nights. I got tonight. Maybe we'll get Dylan to do one eventually too. I'll talk to him about it. But yeah, we'll have more of these next week as well. So just make sure to stay tuned at 7:30 here on Facebook Live. Y'all make sure to tune in tonight at 10 for our next news update and newscast. Y'all have a good one and stay safe.
Woo!